Thank you, ladies. Thanks, Sean. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 49th Northern Westchester Putnam St. Patrick's Day Parade. Thank you all for attending. At this time, I'd like to bring our Grand Marshal for this year forward to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Thomas Feary. He's being accompanied by last year's Grand Marshal, Mr. Dick Byra.
You stay here, right? Hats off, please. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Thomas. At this point, I'd like to bring up Putnam County District Attorney Bob Tendy to lead us in the national anthem. Bob?
Thank you so much. Would you please all join me in singing our national anthem? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Woo! Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. God bless America.
Hello everybody and welcome to the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade here in Mayapack. It's a lovely day and here I am with my colleague Joe Sherborough, who'd like to say a few words to welcome you to the parade.
Thank you, Shane. I appreciate being here with you today and I look forward to a beautiful parade. The weather is held up and the 2026 St. Patrick's Day Parade in Mayapack is about to begin.
So here we go, gentlemen, with the parade. Thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Mayapack St. Patrick's Day Parade of 2026. The parade is brought to you by the Parade Committee, Chairman Pat O'Malley, Vice Chair John Malloy, Treasurer Bernie Cummins, Corresponding Secretary Cathy O'Neill, Recording Secretary Lisa O'Malley. Publicity is handled by Tara Keegan. Band Coordinator is Gail Silkey. Line-up Coordinator is Maria Barry. Public Address is done by James Scully. And I'm Shane Humphreys here with Joe Carbonneau as your television announcers. Video is provided by MJM TV and Video Productions in Wappinger Falls. The Grand Marshal for today's parade is Tommy Feary. Tommy was born in October 1966 in Long Beach, New York, but then his parents moved back to his mom's native County Offaly in Ireland, where he spent 8 years. They moved back to the United States in 1979 and settled in Carmel. He has been a long-suffering supporter of the Buffalo Bills. He's built a business and raised a family in Putnam County. As a teenager, Tommy started playing with the Westwood Gales, beginning a decades-long relationship with the club as a player, supporter, coach and manager. And he won the New York Under-18 Minor Championship in 1984. He remembers all his Westwood coaches and teammates with great fondness, especially those who are no longer with us. Tommy has 30 years experience in the building management, commercial and residential and tunnel construction businesses. He was a member of Local 18A in New York and then spent 5 years with Local 30 operating engineers and the New York City Sandhogs Local 147, handling contract negotiations and also as a business representative for local and national chapters. Tommy now has worked for Putnam County beginning as a project manager in 2018. He was named Deputy County Executive in 2020, handling the county's COVID response. He also deals with their union contracts and directs the renovation of Tilly Farm and the completion of the Putnam Golf Course. Tommy was appointed Commissioner of the Putnam County Department of Public Works in 2023. For more than 30 years, Tommy has owned and operated Fiddler's Green Pub in Carmel, a gathering place for all. Tommy's a member of the Knights of Columbus and a volunteer for Fraternal Order Police Stephen P. Driscoll Lodge. His wife Melissa and himself currently reside in Pauling, and they have 5 amazing children: Sarah, Danny, Aisling, Kathy and Packy, and 2 beautiful grandkids, Frankie and AJ. He is honoured to be the Grand Marshal this year. We will have a number of award ceremonies: Best Marching Band, Pipe Band, Best Fife and Drum, Best Girl Scout and Boy Scout Units, Best Parochial Unit, Parade Float Award, Best Dance Unit and Best Civic Unit. The awards will be given out at the Knights of Columbus on April the 7th, 10 Fair Street in Carmel. All are welcome. Many supporters of the parade as well, including Fiddler's Green Pub, Friendly Sons, Dana Distributors, and Ledley Foods. Our silver sponsors are the Knights of St. Patrick. Our bronze sponsors include the Emerald Association of Putnam County. Our 2 major sponsors of this parade are, of course, Liffey Van Lines, who've been sponsoring the parade for over 20 years. They've been in business for over 40, and we thank Danny Jr. and Rose for the continued support. Are also supported big time for the last number of years by Beacon Bank, who've been serving the community for 150 years. And a big shout out to Eileen Victory at the Jefferson Valley branch. Don't forget to drop in and say hello, and even join the County Dairy Society. So here we go with the initial of the parade. We have the Town of Carmel Police, Putnam County Sheriff's Office and the New York State Police providing a joint law enforcement colour guard. The Town of Carmel Police are of course around since 1940. Their chief is Anthony Hoffman. The Sheriff's Office has been around since 1812. The Sheriff is Brian Hess. And of course we've representatives from the New York State Police. Some of the other sponsors worth noting for today's parade include Putnam County Tourism, Ledley Food Services, Labourers Union Local 60, Putnam Press, Mayapack News and the Yorktown News. Other sponsors are Dante's Trattoria, Landlill Associates, Radovich and Dean Music, the Arthur Avenue Deli, Feehan Insurance Agency, Cement and Concrete Workers 18A and the Tara Circle. Also glad to say, as Shamrock sponsors, we have West Put Setanta Gaelic Football Club, Geraldine Keegan, the family of John Mulvahan, B&J Plumbing and Heating right here on Route 6, and Morris and Mary Foley, and in memory of Teresa Gagan. The Irish American Eatery, Bar and Grocery on Route 6 is also a sponsor. Finally, we have the Ladies Auxiliary, 6318, the Celtic Air Gift Shop, Maria and Pat Barry, Jerry Squad 1 in Carmel, the Forbes family, Joe Cassidy, Elite Wall Covering, John Callahan, and Cathy Skehill O'Neill. Friends of the parade include B&C Auto Service, Lake Plaza Shopping Centre, Mayapack Volunteer Fire Department, Joseph Smith Funeral Homes, V&R Tacos and Deli. And our video sponsors today are Assemblyman Matt Slater and the Putnam County Executive Kevin Byrne. As previously mentioned, a big shout out again to Liffey Van Lines and to Beacon Bank for their continued support of this parade. And here we have approaching us Local 21 Pipe Band. This band was formed in 2007, made up of pipe fitters and plumbers. Pipe major is Craig Strasser, and they have indeed performed for the President of Ireland at Fordham University and in the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade. Local 21 Pipe Band. The local 21 Pipe Band have marched with us for many years now, and it's always great to see them back. Here we have our Grand Marshal, Tommy Ferry, and his family and aides.
Tommy's family is accompanied by Brendan Cassidy, a former Grand Marshal of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. I would name all of them, but I would end up forgetting some of them, so I won't.
And in the vehicle we have Tommy's mom, Nancy. And here we have the representatives of the West Put Setanta Gaelic Football Club, keeping Gaelic games alive. Over 100 children from 5 to 16 years of age. Setanta is of course the given name of the mythical Irish hero Cú Chulainn, an Irish Achilles if you will.
And following behind them are a number of our local elected officials, including Judge Anthony Mollet. I see County Clerk Mike Bartolotti, Bob Shannell, Rob Kearns from the town of Carmel. We also have Councilman Lugo, as well as Congressman Lawler. And of course our parish priest from Mayapack.
And here we have the Young Colonials, their 53rd anniversary, teaching kids history and music. And members of the revolutionary Putnam County Committee. with their float, remembering the Revolutionary War 250 years ago this year. And remember the Irish involvement in that war. Many of Washington's generals were of Irish descent, including, of course, General Stephen Moylan from County Cork, who's credited with coining the term United States of America in a letter back in 1776. And of course, the US Navy, the first admiral was John Barry from Wexford, who was seen as the father of the American Navy. And here we have the Mystic Pipes and Drums, founded back in 2017 from Mystic, Connecticut. They perform in parades and festivals all around the state, and they're always welcoming new members to join. The Mystic Pipes and Drums. They're followed by the Knights of Columbus, Our Lady of the Lakes Council 6318, which is a sponsoring organization of this parade. Knights of Columbus has over 1.8 million members around the country in 15,000 councils. It was founded, of course, in New Haven, Connecticut in 1882 by Father McGivney to render aid to those in need. Followed by St. Patrick's School from Yorktown Heights, pre-K through 8th grade, over 230 students, all getting a quality Catholic education. Patrick School, again, athletic teams are state champions. And here we have our friends from Iguana Car Wash, who've been with us every year now on Route 6, of course. They're with us every year and always support this parade, and we thank them for that continued support. What can I say about him? Iguanas, we don't have them in Ireland, but at least he's green. Here we have our Boy Scout representation, Troop 1 in Carmel. Boy Scouting, of course, started in Britain in 1909 under Baden-Powell. In 1910, it was introduced into the United States by Charles Eastman and William Boyce. Boy Scouts' motto is Parathos, or to be prepared, and the aim is to raise gentlemen of distinction. They They are led by the Railtown conductors. And Troop 1 is followed by Cub Scouts Pack Number 1 from Carmel, New York. Troop 731 from Mayapack. They're followed by Pack 371, also from Mayapack. Here we have Cub Scout Pack 71 from Mayapack. With both marchers and a float. Here we have with us once again the Hudson Valley Regional Police Pipes and Drums. Founded back in 2000, they are made up of law enforcement officers of Irish descent. They won the Best Unit in 2006 and 2008. Their crest is a shield and a shamrock, and their tartan is made up of yellow for loyalty, green for Ireland, and blue for police. The Hudson Valley Regional Police Pipes and Drums. Here we have one of our sponsoring organizations for this parade, the Emerald Association of Putnam County, keeping the tradition alive since 1974. And I see they have a big contingent wearing the Kerry County colours. As a Dubliner, I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll have to let it slide. They did win the All-Ireland last year, so we let them have it. And they're followed by Mayapack Sports Association, encouraging teamwork and community by promoting youth sports. The Mayapack Sports Association. Here we have Clan na hÉireann, Irish Dancing School. Clan na hÉireann, of course, means Family of Ireland. Founded in 2019, it's a fun and welcoming place to learn Irish dancing. Our mottos are love, loyalty, family and friendship. Clan na hÉireann. And of course, the parents of the kids in Clan na hÉireann. And where would Irish dancing be without parents in pockets? Trust me, I've been there. Here we have the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. This particular organization is in its 28th year, fighting the good fight to help defeat cancer. Here we have the Rough Riders Fife and Drum Corps. They joined together with the Civil War troopers back in 2020. They're all from New York and Connecticut, many of them being former young colonials. The Rough Riders Fife and Drum Corps. And here we have our friends from the Italian-American Club of Mayapack. Founded in 1930, the Italian-American Club is almost 100 years old. Founded to help enrich the lives of the community and open to all of Italian heritage. And of course, they sponsor the annual Columbus Day Parade here on Route 6 in Mayapack. And our friends from All County Pest Control. Welcome back again. They're in business since 1972. A family business serving the community for well over 50 years. All County Pest Control. And here we have the Stephen P. Driscoll Memorial Pipe Band. Named, of course, after Stephen Driscoll from NYPD Emergency Services Unit, the 50th Precinct in the Bronx, who tragically died on 9/11. And they're followed by a color guard from the American Legion Post 1080. The American Legion is, of course, a patriotic organization founded in 1919 by Congress, has over 14,000 posts and over 2.5 million members. The American Legion. Here we have members of the Stephen P. Driscoll Memorial FOP Lodge, and my co-broadcaster here today, Joe, is a member, so maybe he'd like to say a word.
Thank you, Shane. The Stephen Driscoll Memorial FOP Lodge was founded after the tragic 9/11 death of Stephen Driscoll. Stephen, as you know, was born on the 4th of July, hence the lodge number 704. The lodge was originally formed by Jimmy O'Neill, who was a close friend of Steve Driscoll and actually introduced me to Stephen when he came here to Putnam County. We mourn the passing of Steve Driscoll and the impact that he had on our Putnam community. And we also take a moment to mourn the passing of James O'Neill and the impact that he had and continues to have on this community. The FOP Driscoll Memorial Lodge president is Pete Conlon, and vice president is Mike Tozzi. These are one of the sponsoring organizations for the parade today.
And of course, the FOP itself was founded in Philadelphia by two Philadelphia cops, Martin O'Toole and Delbert Nagel, way back in 1915. The FOP has 21,000 lodges and over 325,000 members. And their motto, Jus Fidus Liberatum, law is the safeguard of liberty. And we have representatives also from the Putnam County Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, which is an in-department organization with police powers to enforce animal cruelty laws. They have a 24-hour hotline, 845-520-6915, Putnam County Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. And here we have the Dixie Dandies, who are with us every year, bringing us music as only they can. Followed by the Girl Scouts, Heart of the Hudson in Brewster. Girl Scouting was founded in 1912 right here in the Hudson Valley by Juliet Gordon Lowe. Their objective to help raise young ladies of character. We also have Girl Scout Troop 10200. And the troop from North Salem, Girl Scout Troop 2949. And of course the Girl Scouts from Carmel. And from Mayapack, Troop 2336, the Daisy Troop from Mayapack. Girl Scout Troop 1539 passing as well. Followed by Troop 2183. And Troop 1417 of the Mayapack Girl Scouts. And here we have the Cavaliers from the Mayapack High School Marching Band, bringing us a long tradition of excellence. They were the best band in 2010 and 2011, and they have indeed marched in the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade. The Mayapack High School Marching Band. They're followed by a colour guard. A colour guard from the Veterans of Foreign Wars, Post 59491. Veterans organisation, 400 plus members, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Afghanistan and Iraq. And then we have the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick, Putnam chapter, established in 1984. It's one of the sponsoring organisations of this parade.
Shane, we should also recognize one of the founding members of that organization, The Honorable John W. Sweeney Jr. passed away this past year. Judge Sweeney was a pillar of the judicial community. He served as a county court judge, a state Supreme Court judge. He was an appellate division, first department judge, and he is the only judge in the history of Putnam County to have served as an associate justice on the New York State Court of Appeals. So I would like to recognize the fact that Judge Sweeney is no longer with us, but he has certainly left an imprint on the legal community of Putnam County.
Very, very well said. And here we have Respect Life Society, St. John the Evangelist, reminding us that all life is sacred. Followed by our Tilma Care Van, which offers free ultrasound screening. And here we have members of the County Clare Association. County Clare Association was founded in 1888. The president right now is Maureen O'Neill Regan. And of course, Danny Maloney, the founder of Liffey Van Lines, was a proud member of the County Clare Association for years. And there see some of the friends of his, some of the Grady's. John Cusack, a former president. Cathy Hogan, a former president. Members of the County Clare Association. Here we have Builders First. Building supplies and materials, quality millwork and quality service. And here we have the Tarrytown Vets, celebrating 94 years, music and patriotism. And they are always looking for new members. TarrytownVets.com if you're interested. The Tarrytown Vets. Followed by our group United for the Troops, supporting our men and women in uniform. and our friends from Putnam Broadcasting, 100.7 WHUD and K104.7, broadcasting to the whole of the Hudson Valley. And our friends from James Sullivan and Son Antique Machinery with an antique, well, not quite an antique sports car, GTO. They've been supporting the parade for over 20 years. They're followed by All Fuel in Brewster, family-owned home heating oil business, serving the community and supporting this parade for over 20 years. All Fuel in Brewster. Here we have the Danbury Drum Corps with us every year, always supporting the parade. Great to see them back from Danbury, Connecticut. Followed by members of the St. Patrick's Day Parade Committee. Chairman is Pat O'Malley, Vice Chair is John Malloy, Treasurer is Bernie Cummins, I see her there in the lineup. Corresponding Secretary is Cathy O'Neill, Recording Secretary is Lisa O'Malley, Publicity is Tara Keegan, Gail Silky organises the bands, and the lineup coordinator is Maria Barry. Our public address was done by James Scully. And then we have our volunteer fire departments. The Mayapack Volunteer Fire Department was founded in 1914. The chief is Kyle Trillis. The Mayapack Falls Volunteer Fire Department is from 1937. The chief is Christopher Tompkins. And the Putnam County Department of Public Works is also here. And the Grand Marshal is their commissioner. And Joe, would you like to say a word about Labourers Union Local 60?
So the Laborers Union Local 60 has their headquarters in the town of Southeast. They like it so much that they're building a permanent headquarters and training facility on Independence Way in the town of Southeast. Local 60 business manager is Anthony Asensio. For a moment there, I thought I was back at Fordham. So the Laborers Union Local 60, their president is Frank Bisogno, great guy, and Carlos Gonzalez is their vice president. Again, they have their training, they're building their headquarters and training facility in the town of Southeast. And prior to that, you've got the Putnam County Department of Public Works. Tom Feary, our Grand Marshal, is the commissioner of the DPW, and those are the folks that are behind the scenes at every county event. They're either setting up or taking down, and they are the backbone of the Putnam County employees.
Finally, we have our representatives from the town of Kent Highway Department. Richard Ottmer Jr. is the superintendent. And of course, the town of Carmel Highway Department. Michael Stern is the superintendent. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of our 2026 St. Patrick's Day Parade. On behalf of the Parade Committee, we wish to extend our sincere thanks to all our sponsors who help us throughout the year and every year. The sponsoring organisations of this parade were the Friendly Sons of St. Patrick of Putnam County, the Emerald Association of Putnam County, the Fraternal Order Police Stephen P. Driscoll Memorial Lodge number 704, the West Put Setanta Gaelic Football Club, and the Knights of Columbus Our Lady of the Lakes number 6318. Our appreciation is extended to all who donated raffle prizes for our installation dinner held at Centennial Golf Club, and of course our fundraisers held at Fiddler's Green Pub in Carmel. Your generosity makes these events a huge success. We also want to thank Dana Distributors, Ledley Food Services Group, and the official parade headquarters, Fiddler's Green Pub. And a very special thank you again to Liffey Van Lines, who've been supporting the parade for over 20 years. They also own Shannon Storage, and we want to thank Danny Jr. and Rose for their continued support. Also want to reach out and thank Beacon Bank, formerly PCSB Bank, who have been serving the community for over 150 years. Thank you again for your continued support. And as I said before, don't forget to drop in and see our friends down at the Eileen Victory at the Jefferson Valley branch. And if you're from County Derry, talk to her about joining the County Derry Association. I'm sure she'll help you. Okay? So finally, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the parade. I just want to say, Gurev Mila Mahagiv Galer. I am handing in the microphone, as it were, or handing it over to Joe Scarborough. He will be taking over as of this year. I just want to finally say, Slán Gafoil Gwyn Ushla, Gavekawit Shin Galer, Agus and Di Shin, Manas Diagiv. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you all. It's been a great pleasure for doing this for the last 22 years. God bless you all, and keep turning up for the parade. Joe, over to you.
Thank you, Shane. It was my privilege to sit with you today. It was my privilege to assist in the commentating with respect to a parade where the Grand Marshal is a close friend of mine, and Tom Feary. He's a credit to the Putnam County community as well as the Irish culture in Putnam County, and it was my honor to be here today. Thank you.
That's it, folks. Another one is wrapped up. Thank you. God bless.